We got some injuries to discuss and some defensive backs playing great football right now.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And what's happening, everybody? Matt Dery with you. It is another episode of Locked On Lions on a Wednesday on the Locked On Podcast Network, August 16th and Thursday, August 17th. Thanks for checking us out wherever you get your podcasts. Please subscribe to our Locked On Lions YouTube channel. We're getting close to 7,000 subscribers. We appreciate you. One of our shows last week had 15,000 views. So thank you. Those of you watching, you everydayers out there that watch on YouTube, please subscribe. Check us out on the Locked On Lions YouTube channel. Find us on Twitter at Dery Speaks, at Locked On Lions, Matt Dery Facebook fan page, and on Threads at The Real Matt Dery. Coming up today on the show, yes, day one of joint practices with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Day one is in the books with the Lions and Jags down in Allen Park. We'll discuss that. Another setback for Jameson Williams. This time he grabs his hamstring. Amon-Ra St Brown also hurt today. Defensive backs playing well today. Dan Campbell going off positively about one of the Lions rookies. We'll get into that. And something I saw this morning on ESPN, which I think is absolutely preposterous. I saw it on at the gym today. This is not a show that I would normally be watching at home, but I saw it at the gym and I literally had to do a double take. All of that coming up today right here on Locked On Lions. We appreciate you making us your first listen, checking us out wherever you get your podcasts. Friday, Sam Monson from PFF will join us. Sam was there today in Allen Park for the joint practice with the Jags, so he'll have some insight. So we'll want to talk to Sam coming up on Friday before Saturday's preseason game number 2 against Jacksonville. All right, so, look. It's like every day I get on the show and I say, I don't want to spend too much time on Jameson Williams. Let's just see what Jamo can do one of these days when he gets on the field and he's there for week 7 or whatever it is. Today, Jags in town, exciting. Dan Campbell saying this morning, I'm excited for this. This is going to be great. Jacksonville's really good. More first teamers against first teamers, physical, joint practice. These next 2 days are going to be what it's all about. And in the 7-on-7 drills today, Jameson Williams, the Lions' second-year wide receiver, was running a deep pattern down the sideline and pulled up lame, grabbed his hamstring, and went immediately into the locker room. It's another setback. It's almost like I'm at the point now where I'm just expecting nothing. Like the highs and lows, the roller coaster of this whole Jameson Williams experience for the first year and a half have just been that. He drops a pass here and there, but one of the players on the other team says he's going to be special, or the one of the Lions teammates says, oh my gosh, this guy's going to be great, and then somebody comes into town and says Jamo's going to be awesome, and then he has a good day, then he has a bad day, then he says I was built for this, I can't wait, then he drops a pass against the Giants. Today, Dan Campbell has said it, that they want to get him reps. They want to get him on the field. They're excited for him to really get tons of burn in this game on Saturday. And now, we'll find out tomorrow in the morning, but, he missed most of practice today. Pulled up lame with a hamstring injury. Now, injuries are going to happen. It's not like I'm saying he did that on purpose. Of course not. You feel sorry for the kid. But, we've got to see something here. It's time. And he's going to have to play a big role for this offense. Not that this offense necessarily needs him, because last year without him, they were a top 5 offense. But, that added speed, that big strike capability, the deep threat. And he pulls up lame with a hamstring injury today. So we'll see tomorrow morning when Dan Campbell addresses the media how serious and severe this injury is. Also today, Amon-Ra St Brown got hurt and was limping and missed part of practice. Now, at the end of practice today, he reportedly was signing some autographs, then had to be whisked away by the media relations staff to go back in for treatment. Hopefully, Amon-Ra St. Brown is all right. Injuries are going to occur. All right. Guys have torn ACLs in training camp in the preseason. This is why, for a lot of these preseason games, a lot of the starters don't play because teams are terrified that there's going to be a major injury. So we'll see about Amon-Ra. We'll see about Jameson Williams. I found it interesting yesterday with Jeff Risdon from the Lions Wire. And if you missed Jeff from yesterday, go back and watch the show or listen to the show wherever you get your podcast. Jeff said one guy that he thinks has been a little bit disappointing has been Marvin Jones. Now, today, the rookie undrafted free agent wide receiver, Chase Cota, again had a good day. I don't know what this all means because Dylan Drummond for the first couple of weeks was the hotness. Now it's Cota. But the way this is shaking out with the receivers, somebody could end up making this team that nobody thought would. You know, I like what I saw from Antoine Green, the 7th round pick on Friday night in the game against the Giants. Maurice Alexander had that great punt return, but dropped a pass. Hasn't really been on the field in practice the last couple of days. So the back end of the wide receiver room is wide open right now, especially if Jamo is going to be out for a while. And of course, he's going to miss the first 6 games anyway. And there's injuries and other things. Denzel Mims has been hurt. Cota has played well. I still think he's a long shot to make it, but keep an eye on that. And we'll see tomorrow if the news is okay on Jamo. But it's just like, what else can happen with this guy, you know, over the first year and a half? But again, hamstring, left practice, did not return, which was interesting. Today also, I got a couple of texts today, one from inside the building and one from one of my media buddies, that today was not a great day for Jared Goff. Threw a couple of interceptions. Jaguars got in his face a little bit, and it was not Goff's best day. He has been superb throughout training camp. I think the Lions love what they have in their quarterback. They feel good about their quarterback. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's going to be here long term. I think eventually they will sign him to another contract. But today, allegedly, was not Jared Goff's best day. I'm going to tell you who did have a great day today. And we're going to do that coming up next right here on Locked On Lions. We have a new subscriber, though, a new advertiser with us. And it is our good friends and our good new friends at Nutrafol. Did you know that 80% of men will experience hair thinning in their lifetime? It's normal. It's normal. But it doesn't have to be your fate. You can get ahead of thinning with Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve your hair growth, visible thickness, and visible scalp coverage. Nutrafol's hair growth supplements use physician-formulated, say that 3 times fast, natural science-backed ingredients. Their drug-free, patented technology provides consistent, reliable results without compressing your sexual health. That's important. Go to Nutrafol.com/men to take their health wellness quiz. I can't read today. Identify causing of your thinning hair, and Nutrafol, Nutrafol, will give you a personalized plan for better hair health through whole body wellness. You got to do it. All right. It works. Right. 84% of men showed improvement in their hair after 6 months taking Nutrafol men's hair growth supplements. Take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair. For limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to their website, Nutrafol.com/men. Enter the promo code LOCKEDONNFL. That is NUTRAFOL.com/men and enter promo code LOCKEDONNFL. Find out why over 4,000 healthcare professionals recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. That's Nutrafol.com/men, promo code LOCKEDONNFL. Thank you to our friends at Nutrafol for being a part of the action here on the Locked On Podcast Network. My voice is shot. You know, I hope I don't have another polyp in my vocal cords. I'm hoping that's the case, but I am hoarse today for no apparent reason. So that's not good. What's up, everybody? Locked On Lions. Trevor, not Trevor Sikkema. Trevor Sikkema works at PFF. Sam Monson from PFF is going to join us on Friday. Lions and Jaguars will be practicing again tomorrow down in Allen Park for day 2 of joint practices. One thing we saw today, and this is not a surprise, is there were times Trevor Lawrence, Calvin Ridley, and that Jaguars offense was clicking against the Lions defense. Ridley hit for a couple of deep balls down the field, some communication from the Lions defensive backs. But the guy that was the star of the show today, and this should come as no surprise, especially on defense for the Lions, is Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. What a pickup this was by Brad Holmes. The more I think about it, and we were recording a show, and this is going to air in a few weeks. We recorded an NFC North preview, and there were a lot of different snippets that we did for the show. Here on the Locked On Podcast Network, Peter Bukowski, Locked On Packers, Lauren Cox, Locked On Bears, Luke Braun, Locked On Vikings, our girl Kai from the network was hosting it. And one of the questions was biggest, off-season acquisition or something, or biggest off-season move in the NFC North. And I said it was the Aaron Rodgers trade just because I think it is the biggest. But I also said at the end, don't sleep on CJ Gardner-Johnson. He has just been awesome. And he brings a swag. He brings a toughness, a badassness, trash talk. He brings it all to the table. He's just been great. And it's what this secondary is needed. And today he had 2 big time hits, including one on Jamal Agnew, which jarred a ball loose, picked up by Cam Sutton, and he took it back the other way for a touchdown. The Lions defense is not notorious for scooping scores or pick sixes, unless, of course, you're Jeff Okudah picking off a Hall of Fields last year at Soldier Field. But a big play defensive back, that hybrid DB, a guy that just can hit you and step in front of a pass. CJ can do that. He's just been awesome. And so he was the star of the show today down in Allen Park. Now, one thing Gardner-Johnson talked about after practice today, and Dan Campbell talked about before practice today, which I absolutely love and I'm excited about, is Brian Branch, the sort of CJ Gardner-Johnson first backup hybrid safety cornerback, and of course, second round pick from Alabama. Brian Branch has been terrific. We all saw the hit on the receiver the other night against the Giants. Today before practice, Dan Campbell was asked by Brian Branch, and this was big words from Dan Campbell. He said, this guy's taking off right now. Taking off. So we've talked about Jahmyr Gibbs. We've talked about Jack Campbell. We've talked about Sam Laporta and this rookie class, and those 3 guys kind of being at front and center. But Brian Branch is no slouch as the 4th guy drafted out of that group. He's been awesome too. And it's like, is this real? Should we pinch ourselves? Is Brad Holmes really this good? Now, again, we could get to the regular season when everybody's watching, when the games matter. Jahmyr Gibbs could have fumble problems, or Jack Campbell could get beaten coverage, or Sam Laporta has the drops. It could all happen. Brian Branch could struggle, but everybody's talking about Branch like he's just going to step right in and play. And that teams bypassing him out of Alabama and letting him fall to where the Lions took him at 45, trading up with help from the Packers in the division to get this guy could be an absolute steal. Gardner-Johnson said it after practice. This guy's a stud. He's ready right now. But again, if you look on the field, and we know Emmanuel Mosley still has some time before he comes back, but you've got the cornerbacks that at least playing the outside, right? Like Sutton and Jerry Jacobs and Will Harris and, and others. And then you've got sort of this hybrid role with Gardner-Johnson playing some nickel corner, some hybrid safety. But Brian Branch, somehow, some way, is going to have to get on the field somehow. And that's a great problem to have. But being physical, being a ball hawk as a rookie, at this stage of the game, showing this type of maturity is off the charts. So that's exciting. But love hearing the great comments from Dan Campbell and even CJ Gardner-Johnson about Brian Branch. And wait till Mosley gets healthy. I mean, that's a stacked group back there in the secondary, and it's going to need to be good right off the bat when you talk about going into Kansas City and playing the Chiefs. Shout out to our buddy Scotty at Questionable Tees. Broke out the Rod Wood shirt today that Scotty got me from Questionable Tees with a Z. We love the work that they do over there. All right, coming up next, I saw something this morning on television that blew my mind. It was a complete slap in the face to Amon-Ra St. Brown. I will tell you about that coming up next. But first, this episode brought to you by Margs. Sparkling margaritas. Look, you guys know I love a good drink, and I've been trying to find a replacement for the typical White Claws, High Noons, all those other, fruity drinks and stuff that's out there. I love Margs sparkling margaritas. They come in that thin can. Put them in the freezer or refrigerator, nice and cool. The coconut Margs from coconut sparkling margarita from Margs is absolutely great. Crafted with real Blanco tequila, Margs are clean, crisp, and genuinely taste so good. They've got 5 unique flavors. Like I said before, I believe it's mango, regular. They got the spicy margarita. They got the coconut. They're all good. I love them. They're really, really good, and they're the drink of the summer, no question about it. Go to SipMargs, SIPMARGS.com to find a retailer near you. You must be 21 and over to enjoy. I love them. They're great. Cheers. Please drink responsibly from our friends at Margs. All right, so today I was at the gym. And you, as many of you know that go to the gym, they have ESPN on all the time, whether it's ESPN regular, ESPN2, ESPN News, whatever, the Ocho, whatever it is. They've got ESPN on at the gym. They've got Fox Sports 1 on at the gym. Sometimes my gym plays Fox 2. So I get to see Jay Towers and Amy Andrews in the morning. But today on ESPN, I was walking out of the gym and I saw something on the screen. And it was the show Get Up with everybody's favorite guy, eye roll, Mike Greenberg. And I saw this on the screen and I was like, you got to be kidding me. This cannot be real. Okay. This can't be real. I'm going to find it on my phone here because I took a screenshot of it. And I even tweeted it out the other day. But where is it? I saw this on the screen and I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. And of course I can't find it. Oh yeah. Coming up on Get Up. I should put this up on the screen for people. I don't know if you could see that. Coming up on Get Up. By George, is Pickens NFL's best receiver? What? George Pickens? Now, the Steelers' second-year man is a good football player. I think he had like 50 catches last year, 800 yards receiving. Big body, number 14 out of Tennessee. George Pickens. He's a good player. Or Georgia, excuse me. He's not out of Tennessee. He's from Georgia. Sorry. Best receiver in the NFL? Like what do these shows do to try to suck you in with some of this garbage? Like, that's a tease? And then Ryan Clark today goes on and says George Pickens is more talented than Justin Jefferson. First of all, can we go back to the first thing? Is George Pickens the best receiver in the NFL? George Pickens is not a top 20 receiver in the NFL yet. That's number one. Number two, he's not as good as Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's not. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 100 catches, 1,000 yards. First 2 years, Amon-Ra St. Brown has been unstoppable at times. All right. Is Amon-Ra top 5 receiver? Probably not yet. Devontae's up there, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp. There's some great receivers. Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs. There's some great receivers in the NFL. All right. I love Debo. Is he a receiver? Is he a running back? He's better than Amon-Ra. But Amon-Ra St. Brown is better than George Pickens. Asking a question about, is George Pickens the best receiver in the NFL? You know what Get Up should do? Get Up should get on there tomorrow morning and ask if Jack Campbell's the greatest rookie linebacker to ever play. Now, I like Jack Campbell. I'm not making fun of him. I'm just using it as an example. These